Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Hi, good morning.
गुड मॉर्निंग वंशिका, गुड मॉर्निंग ज्योति। ज्योति, शशांक आ रहे हैं अभी?
हेलो।
एम आई ऑडिबल?
हाँ, या ऑडिबल। सर बस अभी ज्वाइन कर रहे, दो 5
ठीक है,
मिनट में ना।
कोई नहीं, विल वेट। या
सर ने ज्वाइन कर लिया है।
गुड मॉर्निंग शशांक, हाउ आर यू?
Good morning.
भाई, व्हाट
Just
हैपेंड टू योर कैमरा?
just 1 second.
या टाइम्स अप। हो गया, 1 सेकंड खत्म।
Yep. What up? क्या हाल है? How are
मैं
you?
बहुत बढ़िया। हाउ आर यू?
एकदम बढ़िया. Everything going good.
गुड टू सी यू, यू लुक क्वाइट फ्रेश।
Yeah, early in the morning though.
ओह, लवली।
Post
आजा
lunch if
जस्ट
you post lunch if you see me then you will be like okay let's.
नहीं नहीं, मिलना ड्यू है तो हम पोस्ट लंच ही मिलने आएंगे, सो दैट वी रिफ्रेश यू अगेन।
Done 100%.
तुमने ध्यान से देखा नहीं है मुझे अभी भी।
Oh
देख रहे
ये
हो?
ये कब
दैट्स अ
से इधर
सरप्राइजिंग चेंज।
I remember I think मेरे को familiarity इसलिए I remember seeing your picture on LinkedIn तो
ओह,
I think
ओके।
उसके कारण वो उस टाइम रिकॉल आ गया था कि हाँ there has
हम्म
been a.
हम्म हम्म
आप बताओ how are things going?
गुड। जस्ट एक बार आपके लिए क्विकली कॉन्टेक्ट सेट कर देता हूँ। एज यू वुड नो दैट वी हैड टू टर्मिनेट फ्यू ऑफ आवर की रिसोर्सेज।
Yes.
सो Vanshika and Neha would be taking up things going forward. Akshat is
Okay.
my assistant
Okay.
and अभी के लिए वो support कर रहा है, and then we'll by the time we get few more resources coming in, that's when हम फिर धीरे धीरे सब चीजों को अलाइन कर देंगे। फॉर द
ठीक
टाइमिंग
है.
कुछ नेक्स्ट वीक्स के लिए मैं आपके साथ कॉल्स पे रहूंगा। वन स्पेसिफिक रीजन कि रितिका इज करंटली डूइंग अ प्रोग्राम विद आईएम्स, तो शी इज ऑक्यूपाइड एक्चुअली देयर। तो मैं जब तक
Okay.
रितिका वहाँ ऑक्यूपाइड है तो मैं चीजों को टेक केयर करूंगा। या
ठीक है. Sounds good.
परफेक्ट है। ठीक है, वंशिका, नेहा, प्लीज लीड। थैंक यू।
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm sharing my screen just a second.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Hmm, just a second. Now is it visible?
ज्योति आपको विजिबल है क्या? आई एम नॉट श्योर. आई
नहीं
डोंट थिंक
नहीं
आई एम सीइंग इट येट. नो.
इट वंशिका, इट्स सेइंग दैट यू हैव स्टार्टेड स्क्रीन शेयरिंग, बट अभी हमें विजिबल नहीं है, इट्स ए ब्लैंक स्क्रीन।
Okay.
कैन यू ट्राई डूइंग ए लेट्स से फुल स्क्रीन? शायद हमें तब दिखे।
Doing it. Now,
यस।
या.
okay. So we have sorted out some of the topics from work value and lifestyle for the September content. So may I speak it for you or you'll check it yourself and
तो
finalize?
जो ऑल ओल्ड कंटेंट है वो पूरा वेटेड एंड एवरीथिंग इज डन राइट. वी जस्ट हैव टू वर्क ऑन न्यू वन नाउ.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So we have to quickly select the topic, right?
Yes, sir.
So in the work segment, instead of September, ideally it should be July as well. But now since July is past, I'm not sure whether we should uh, take that now as a topic.
Mm-hmm.
In value, the first one is fine. We can take that up.
Yeah.
No. In the value, the first one, not the work.
Okay.
I think in value, we can take the third one also. I think in the D1, we can select the first one in the article topics. In E1, we can take the first one. Well, in value letter, we can take the first one. And the fifth one.
So, the topics that you have chosen, I want the inputs from your side so that we can make the content.
Okay. So in this particular regard, you would be recording. Is it already recorded? How do you
Yes,
want
the
to put?
meeting is recorded.
Shashank, sir, I have a question here. So, any particular thing that you would like to add in the lifestyle column, or because we would be requiring your input on the topic, lifestyle topic? Or if you want, you can give it from your end also.
But we can take the first one.
Okay. So inputs for value.
Okay. So I'll talk in this regard primarily from perspective of brands which are, let's say, primarily dependent on e-commerce or quick commerce platform, which is brands which are dependent on Amazon, Flipkart, Blinkit, Swiggy, Zepto, and so forth. Right now, what really happens is the amount of business that Amazon, Flipkart do in Diwali minus 45 or minus 60 days is more than 45-50% of their 40% of their year value. Right now, a lot of brands who are selling on this platform who have not experienced this surge in past fail to understand what is the amount of volume that is going to be there. Say, for example, if there is a brand which is importing products from China and is targeting sale to happen for Diwali, which is in October this month. Now that process has to start in March, or that process has to start in April as to how much volume has to be procured, taking into consideration the global supply chain, when the material will reach, how it will be packed, and how it will be dispatched. Now, if that seamless planning is not done earlier and it is uh, being done in a Kaizen way, wherein, on a running module, we are trying to maintain a minimum inventory and we are trying to execute the trade. It becomes really, really difficult to handle multifaceted in one go. Secondly, lot of people take warehousing space pre-season time. So most of the companies will final their warehousing space in March, April, based on their projections. Now, if they fall short of the space that they might need in the peak season, it creates a big backlog because the space is 100% utilized. The outflow of material will only start in late September or October. So the warehouses get choked. Now, when the warehouses get choked, incoming material gets stuck, outgoing keeps on continuously being, outgoing is also stopped because Amazon and Flipkart will buy now. So for every brand, the season planning should start right after the season has ended. So after a lull period of, say, October, November, December, January is when the planning should start. February, March is when they should become aggressive about it. Similarly, as a logistics partner that we are to a brand, for us also a lot of planning has to start happening by May and June, July, as to how will we cater to the surge of demand that's going to happen this time. So from a company perspective, it is very important that they educate, make aware their logistics partner way before of what is the expectations that's going to be there from them, and then how the logistics partner can work on it. Historically, how we also used to work is in August and September, as the volume starts coming in, we will understand, okay, our bandwidth is getting choked, we should hire more. Now when we hire people, that person joins in, gets trained in a month. When he gets trained in a month, the season time has already started, right? So for brands who are dealing in this segment, I think it is very, very important that they start working in past. Now any brand who is starting right now also is already late. There is no time to it because the firefighting, the execution has started. No one takes care of the bottlenecks now. Everyone is focused only on the acceleration pedal as to how they sell more, right? That's the only focus that everyone has starting now till Diwali ends. So anything to cater to that capability should be done way back in May, June only. I think June should be the cutoff for them. So if any brand is now gearing up to cater to the demand that's going to come in the season, I think they're already late uh, in executing that trade.
For the next topic, your sales team promises 3-day delivery.
Yeah. So I think a lot depends upon how, let's say, a desperate or how much pressure does the sales team have in executing business. In 2021, 2022, when we were in initial years of our business, uh, I have made blunders myself. I have overpromised clients to a level where even I couldn't deliver. Uh, and the reason was because I never wanted any client to go. Okay. But the amount of pressure, that desperation puts on your system is way higher than the gain side of it. So the cost side of it is way higher than the gain side. What you have to lose is way more higher. So I think it becomes very, very critical now that whenever a sales team, at least as far as logistics is confirmed, there has to be a two-factor approval system wherein, let's say, a salesperson is committing something to a client that has to be pre-approved from the operations team. More than that, as an organization grow, there are certain SLAs that you have to develop internally. For example, for us, we have certain SLAs developed for us internally that our team knows that beyond this, they have to say no, right? So, and why is it important is that a lot of people thinks from a rational standpoint, we are in an asset light model, we don't own assets. So in an asset light model, it becomes far more difficult because you are dependent on an external person to deliver. So if you are committing, let's say, a 3 days delivery for a truck going from Delhi to Bangalore, which is around 2300 kilometers, and you are expecting driver to drive at least 750, 800 kilometers a day. What is far more important is that our logistics partners are rated way in advance on priorities. What I mean, ideally, let's say from a perspective of priority, is that uh, who are the vendors who are my A category vendors who are going to service me in an express delivery mode? Who are my B categories vendors who will ideally, let's say, service me when the delivery timeline is from 5 days to 6 days? So it becomes far more important as an organization level that whenever you are committing, are there SLAs in place? Are there guidelines in place which can ideally define what is the commitment that the team can give and the commitment on what basis the team is giving? Where a lot of people fail is that they don't think from this angle. They just think, okay, I have to give 3 days delivery to Bangalore. Yes, it's possible. And they just source a truck and place it. They fail to understand whether the vendor or the truck who is giving them that particular vehicle to execute that trade falls under that ability to do so. And now how you suffer is obviously when that the person, when the trade is executed and the truck is placed, and when now he's delivering it in 5th day or a 6th day or 7th day, right? As per him, it's a normal tat. He's like, this is the delivery we commit, right? So there has to be a clear understanding and processes being made in place to define whether the business that you are committing to the client, you have a vendor strength to do so, and what is the vendor strength in place. Vanshika, I think you're on mute.
The lifestyle topic. Now, Indian manufacturers love to go.
I think it's a classic problem. So there are two types of problems that we face in a business. One is a one-time business problem and one is a recurring business problem. So there are few problems which have happened just one time, and there are few problems which keep on happening in your organization over and over again, right? Now this is where it comes in, right? So for example, if as a businessman I get a problem and I know that this has never happened between, how Indian businesses operate is they are like, okay, in this particular case, do this and get it done with, right? They forget to understand whether and evaluate the problem from the perspective that is this problem a one-time problem or is this problem gonna be a recurring problem? And as an organization, even till today, when we also face certain problems that come instantly, I think Indian businesses are attuned to solve that problem instantly and feel proud of it. This problem came and मैंने ये करा और solve हो गई. They don't understand whether this problem will come again and whether this solution for that problem when it comes again will work or not. Right? So I think before taking any decision or any solution for any problem that is coming up, what is important is to evaluate it from a lens that will this problem come again as a structure issue to the organization? If yes is an answer to it, then I feel Jugaad is not always a solution. It is far more important that we step back, evaluate it from different perspective, create an SOP around it, and then roll out a problem so that it doesn't happen again. But as a business owner, I think a lot of Indian business owners or lalas or however you say them take more pride in, and they feel happy from inside. Even I feel happy from inside, to be honestly, at times कि ये problem आई मजा आ गया है मैंने solve कर दी. Not understanding the repercussion it will show in coming time, and they show. For me also, out of 3 times I do this, at least 2 times they come back. So the cost of doing this is very expensive because whenever you do a jugaad, you surpass certain policies, certain procedures, certain principles by which you are governing your organization, and once you surpass them, your team, your lower management also understands that this is a process that can be adopted in future. So I think that is what is required to step back and to evaluate whether it's a one-time or a recurring problem, and then work on a solution to it so that it doesn't happen again.
Sir, so basically these are the article topics. We planned it for the month of August, but due to some issues, so we are planning in the month of September. Two
Okay.
articles. So you have selected one topic. If you have any other topic from your side, please do.
I think we can take the third one, the festive season logistics, but then we will have to come up with it in like next 15-20 days only, so that uh, we are able to post it way before time. So now in these, you want my inputs, or you will give me a guideline and then we work on it?
If you give your inputs, it will be good for us. For the first topic, manufacturer's guide.
Uh, so I think that every organization, one, before even thinking of what approach they should take. So there are different kind of approaches you take when you onboard a vendor. One is you go for a clear cut auction and you do a L1, L2, L3, and the lowest price one gets the business. Okay. The other model is where you give the additional services that are required from a particular customer, give them that in detail, ask them to quote one on a basic pricing and one on all add-on services that are ideally required and to be vetted, right? Currently what is happening, especially in India, is that every organization, when it reaches a scale of, let's say, 100 crore or 500 crore turnover, their idea becomes that, let's go only by rate card. Let's open the bidding, let the lowest person quote, and let him win the business. Okay? But that is suitable for businesses which have been there for decades. That is suitable for businesses where add-on services are minimal. Uh, Also, that is suited for businesses which are growing at a normal pace of 5, 10, 15% year on year growth. Okay? The playbook completely changes when you're looking at a business who's scaling at 2x or 3x every year. If its turnover was 100 crore, they're targeting 300 crore this year. If it was 300 crore, they're targeting 1000 crore this year, right? That's when the rule book changes, because then when you are evaluating a partner, you shouldn't only evaluate a partner on basis of price. Yes, price is a fundamental factor which one needs to evaluate, but more than price, something that is far more critical is the vendor partner you are choosing currently capable enough to scale at 2x, 3x, 4x the level that you are scaling up with? Does he have that capability, or will he become a bottleneck? So you have chosen a partner which is giving you a lowest price. He thinks that you will do 100 crore turnover. Okay, he knows what amount of business he has to execute, not realizing that in August or July or maybe earlier also, the company has geared up and that 100 crore is now becoming 300 crore this year. That's when a logistics partner who was working on cost will say, boss, I can't deliver. He will start, you will start facing issues in his service level. So one, to understand whether the partner that you are choosing has that ability to scale along with you. Thirdly, and most importantly, once as a logistics, as a organization, you are scaling so fast, does your partner act as a consultant to you and helps you in clearing all the bottlenecks that are coming in between, where he can sit with you and tell you and guide you or brainstorm along with you as to what are the solutions we can work on to scale further, right? So currently what happens is, when a person goes from company A to B, he goes with the same playbook. He says, I was in X company, which was 1,000 crore company, which was growing 5% a year. We used to do this, let's do this here. But that doesn't work, because now you have come to a company which is growing way faster than what it is able to execute, right? So it becomes far more important to evaluate, and we have seen this with brands, that they struggle in season time because their vendors give up. They say we don't have the capability to execute. You never told us that this is going to happen, and you have been scaling so fast, right? So for any organization, I think lineage as to how old they are, the growth trajectory, how fast they are growing, and what is the vision that they are looking at should define what playbook they have to choose, whether it should be rate card or it has to evaluate a business from multi angles. Okay. So I think that becomes very, very vital for businesses to select. First, to understand, be self-aware of where they are, where they want to be, and then vet the vendor whether the pricing alone is going to solve that issue or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
For this topic, festive season logistics.
So again, a lot of my answers will come from perspective of brands who are selling on e-commerce, quick commerce, because one, that is what we want to develop our strength in, and that's what we want to focus on. Okay? So I think a classic playbook is this: that when Amazon, Flipkart, Blinkit, Swiggy, they come down to choosing their numbers, okay, even they are fighting with different brands as to how much volume they expect each brand to give to them, so that they can list on their platform and then eventually sell, right? So what becomes important here is the advanced planning, uh, which a brand has, the capability building that the brand has to do to understand that the volume that they might get in August and September for this particular season, whether they have developed the backend capability to deliver it or not. A growing organization where a lot of people also fail is that when a business is coming in, they become quite eager. They say yes, and they overcommit that yes, we will be able to deliver, without knowing whether they have sourcing capabilities that match the demand being put in place, whether they have the supply chain capabilities to deliver the demand in place, and most importantly, whether they have the human capital to deliver it. Now, what happens is, let's say if a platform has taken a bet on you and said that, okay, we are depending on you to supply 10,000 units to us. And now you fall short and you are able to only deliver 4,000. Now, they are not going to wait for you. They are going to open the PO to your competitor or someone else, and the window gets shut. So what is important for any manufacturer currently who is building a brand selling on e-commerce or quick commerce platform is that understanding of their own capability, understanding of their human capital that they have currently, and understanding of their supply chain capability, whether they will be able to deliver or not, and commit to a level. So it's okay to lose to your competition right now by saying I will not be able to commit, but ensuring that your fulfillment rate, which is a measure of metric that every brand uses, that if I've given you 100 units as a purchase order, how much were you able to deliver to me? So what is your fulfillment rate? Are you able to deliver that consistently and at a growing escalating rate of demand that is coming to you? But a lot of brands we see have been delisted by Blinkit, delisted by Zapto. Why? Because when they were asked that whether they can deliver 10,000 units, they say yes. And when it comes to time to deliver, they don't have organization capability, supply chain capability, human capital, and they're able to deliver just 2,000 units. And now when the fulfillment rate falls, the platform either blacklists them or says, because all these dark stores have a limited capability and limited shelf space, right? So if they want to keep, let's say, a trimmer, they know I can only keep 200 trimmers in one dark store, right? Now they cannot have 5 brands fill it. They will only have 2. So even when you go on such platforms, you will, especially in quick commerce, you will see you get very limited brand options. Okay. So now the pressure is on the brand that if they are not able to fulfill the demand that is coming in and not able to give a clarity that they will not be able to fulfill, the platform will blacklist and that avenue is gone forever till the time the other brand screws up, right? So it is important to understand the capability, and that's why if they are not able to deliver in Q3 currently, when I say Q3, I'm going by the Indian Q3 cycle of it. October, November, December, the peak season time. If they are not able to deliver in Q3, they will lose the platform in Q4 because the platform will be aware that this brand doesn't have the capability, they don't understand their own business, and they have been overcommitting it. So I think that is more important for any business to be self-aware of how much is their capability and to ensure that they are clear and transparent on it.
Okay, sir. Now for the value-related topics.
I think it's the same thing. So again, we are late on this. Probably the topic should be what your logistics partner should be proactively doing in July or August without you asking. Because anyone, or we can change the topic and put it like this: if your logistics partner is now doing what is required in September, it's already too late because he will not have the time to build the capability. So we'll have to change the topic, just see how we can alter this topic, where we have to put it maybe in slightly negative way, or how, I am not sure, why it is already late. If your logistics partner is reaching out to you in September regarding
Okay.
the business potential, right? So again, as whatever we have said, since most of the topics are related in a way, it's the same thing. For e-commerce, quick commerce, September, October, November, Diwali minus 60 days is a time frame where it is all about execution and not about planning. So if anyone is at a stage where they're planning the business now, asking what is going to be the projection and making an understanding on it, they're already late in that supply side of it. So what most of the companies should be doing is that meeting their vendors in month of June, July, August, June, July ideally, telling them what is expected out of them, vetting them whether they will be able to deliver, and doing it. So any logistics partner, so if I talk about us as of today, we are already in a place where we have hired a lot of manpower, trained a lot of manpower, and they are ready to do business now when it comes in. Right. So that is what is required, where you understand what is going to be the demand, you pre-plan that demand. For example, Amazon, Flipkart, Blinkit, all the gig workers, all the people who come in last mile and delivery, it's not that they will start hiring them now in September, October. The profiling, the filtration, who will be offered, what will be offered is already in place. It's just that now they will be hired on roll, off roll, to deliver for the season time for 3 months. But that exercise has already been done, right? So I think for any logistics partner, that ground level exercising as to what has to be serviced should have already been done by June, July. Now is a time where the execution focus has to be there. Yeah.
So here, sir, we were talking that since September is quite late, so what can be done? Like if we have passed that month, so we could have done that.
So you're saying we'll change the topic to what should have been done type, you're saying?
Yeah, what would have been done if you are reaching late, like because you said that September, October are the time
Acha.
when
So
so
I think in that case, see, there is nothing you can do now. Problem is that even if you have to scale up your organization capability and everything, it's not gonna happen in a day. It will take 45 days, and by the time you take 45 days, it's over. Any which way season is over. Right. So my approach to it is, if anyone is trying to do anything right now, okay,
okay.
it's late. It's already late.
Okay. Fair enough.
And the last topic, sir, is simply
I
and
think
unrushed.
I think last topic is that every organization should have certain KRA, KPI like they have for their employees and their team, for their vendors as well, which is measurable on certain platform and which is transparent to the vendor as well as to what metrics he is getting governed and measured on. So if we are talking about e-commerce or quick commerce delivery, it will be pricing, yes, for sure. It will be how much appointments or on-time deliveries is the vendor able to give. Second, there are a lot of RTOs, like return to vendors, return to organization, the material which has been rejected. Is the vendor being able to handle efficiently? Okay. Fourthly, how transparently was the information flow? So there should be certain metrics which should be governed or which a vendor should be measured on, and the vendor should also be aware about it, that these are the metrics on which I will be measured on, which are transparent in nature, which I have a live track on. And that helps you in understanding what are the vendors you need to either drop or educate and ensure that they are ready for next time. What are the vendors who are delivering to you within their KPI and KRA norms, and sit with them and understand how you can nurture them well and make them a partner for a longer period of time. Uh, Currently, what happens is that if the logistics fail, the organizations just feel that it has failed, and then that firefight start as to who has to be blamed or who probably was the reason because of which this execution didn't happen in place, right? And that is too late to evaluate, because then everyone goes by feeling and not by data. So what is important is that by every year end or festival end or every quarter end, the organization measures them on a certain set of parameters which are transparent. We have seen organizations where once the season goes well, they feel everyone did a good job, and even a vendor who screwed up gets unnoticed because everything went well. Similarly, when everything goes bad, even a vendor who has outperformed even when the organization structures were falling in place, right, gets marked as that. I think we need to change vendor, right? So what is important more than to review is to define the parameters on which they will be reviewed, and there are very few organizations who have been doing it, who have been benchmarking and showing KPA, KRA of all the vendors in a transparent way. So I think that becomes important. As I said, there's a saying in BNI: the next week's meeting starts now. So I think the next week's planning starts right now. It's not that it will start in June, July. It starts right after the season is over, where you evaluate, understand what has to be hold, what has to be changed, start working on it, so that by May and June again you are on track. What a lot of people fail to do is they start that same exercise. They, after the burnout of the season, they relax for 4 months, and then they again start it in May, June, which is again very late. So organizations like boat, I will not name them, but there are few organizations who do this actively, who know in April that I'm prepared for the season, and there are few organizations who are just going on the go. So I think these are the parameters which are critical that they should adapt, make it transparent, so that when they review the vendor, they know who to hold, who to nurture, and who to drop.
So we have some topical contents also for month of September. The first is Janmashtami. So you want us to make a post on this?
No thought around it from my side. So difficult to say anything here.
Should we
Then
skip
I,
this?
yeah, I think so. Yes, it
Just
will
a,
not go. हाँ
just a
क्या?
thought, Shashank. वाइल्ड थॉट है, आपसे बात करके एकदम से मुझे फील, आई वाज लिसनिंग टू यू वेरी केयरफुली. कैन वी कनेक्ट Shri Krishna being a Sarthi, which is actually a part of logistics, to load it? Somewhere on those lines?
नहीं, but Shri Krishna being a Sarthi to whom?
To Arjun.
ठीक है. हाँ तो and then how does it that fit in my context?
वो,
Just
हाँ, वो उसको देखो, वो एक पार्ट ऑफ लॉजिस्टिक्स हो गया है. When he becomes a Sarthi, he's driving his, रथ, right? So वो लीड कर रहा है उसको. On now, I'm trying to get it connected to load it. Can it be, fit in somewhere? और थोड़ा कॉन्टेक्स्ट देता हूँ, ठीक है?
नहीं, मैं समझ गया. I'm just thinking what could be the guiding light for us as an organization which has governed us in this journey so far.
या इसमें एक एडिशन पॉइंट दे रहा हूँ. यू कैन डिस्कार्ड दैट इफ इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. तो जब महाभारत का युद्ध चल रहा था, एक तरफ कृष्ण और अर्जुन है, दूसरी तरफ कर्ण है. तो जब अर्जुन, यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड दिस स्टोरी. अर्जुन बाण मारता है तो रथ ज्यादा दूर जाता है, कृष्ण और कर्ण मारता है तो थोड़ा कम दूर जाता है, बट कृष्ण इज यू नो appreciating Karan for this, not Arjun, right? So can we appreciate certain parts of other people who are doing good? Maybe. I'm not sure.
For us, over the last 4 5 years of journey, that has been transparency using technology. I think that has been one of the, you can say, a guiding light of how we do business, whether it is internal transparency or external transparency. But the idea is how, so as an organization, as of today, I think we have reached one level where everyone's task of pendency, what they have to do, what is pending from their end, what needs to be completed, is visible to everyone. Okay? And that is the first step, uh, probably, towards making an organization more measurable on their capabilities internally. And that has been the guiding light for us on client side also. I think a lot of our clients appreciate us from the fact that we are very transparent and honest and clear in our communication, uh, in showing them what they are we doing as an organization. To give it an update, just yesterday we were doing a meeting where a client was facing trouble on certain aspect of it, and we said to them, you know what, screw it, we will give you login of our entire database and what work we are doing on a live basis. Okay, let's remove every communication going on and off. We want you to see what our team is working on, so we'll give you a view access of whatever my team is doing currently. Okay. So I think the guiding factor for us in this journey has been only the aspect of how we can make everything transparent internally and how we can make everything transparent externally. Okay. Because once we do that, it has helped us in setting up accountability slowly and gradually. Because everyone knows that I can't cook a story. Everyone knows what has been doing. So I think from governing light perspective, transparency and how we are executing business has been the key. In terms of appreciating, like the way you said, has been those traditional businesses which have taken that leap jump, wherein the second and third generation has coming in and they have that mindset that, you know what, every person in this industry says logistics ऐसा ही business और ऐसे ही होता है. We don't buy it. We say that everything is solvable by technology, and we start solving every problem from every level using tech. Okay. So I think that has been our governing factor from the perspective of, let's say, if I say what has been our guidance so far as an organization, it has been this. Anything external to us, but not that I'm being rude or trying to project myself on a higher scale, but it has not been that it has been influenced that, you know what, delivery is doing this, we should do this. So it has never been that, but it has been that factor that how transparency is more important to us, both internal and external, and how do we go more towards it. So that has been our guideline as to where the chariot will go.
I think this sounds very good to me. इसको हम relate करके कुछ create कर पाएंगे. This looks very good to me.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. Teachers Day, any of your teachers, and फिर गणेश.
So Teachers Day, it's more like, see, I'll tell you. So there's no one. So let
देखो,
me say
skip करना चाहते हो skip भी कर सकते हैं. रीजन इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि बैक टू बैक जा रहा है. ठीक है. और अगर
अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है, मैं समझ गया.
ठीक है,
तो सी
बट
टीचर्स डे पे
इन
मेरा,
केस.
I'll tell you my
हाँ.
take on Teachers Day, then you see how it fits into. So I see a lot of people on a Teachers Day telling about one specific teacher who has helped them, one specific teacher who has helped them, right? I think that's the post most of the people put in, right? That how this person has been important. But I feel for me, from a Teachers Day perspective, it is every teacher who came in my life, who have been a guidance, was a phase of my life. So they were amazingly there in that phase and were required in that phase. But once I crossed that phase, their relevance went off. Okay. So I am nowhere saying they were not important, but at the same time, I feel that as a Teachers Day, what I feel is that you have to look forward for a guidance which fits you in the particular time of journey that you are in, and then it has to move on. Like, it's very difficult for me as a person to see that this one person will govern me throughout my life. I don't see it. Okay, I'm saying that's how I am personally, right? For
नहीं,
example,
I absolutely agree with this particular point because that's what my thought process is कि जैसे आपने बोला हर एक का एक अपना लाइफ में उसकी इम्पोर्टेंस थी तो आए, अब हम उससे आगे बढ़ गए हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ आवर लर्निंग एंड आवर जर्नी, तो हमें अब किसी और की जरूरत है, वो अपने आप आ जाएगा लाइफ में.
हाँ मतलब वो आ जाएगा या सर्च करूंगा, however it is, but then so that's how it has been for me. So I
हम्म.
have school teachers who I really respect because they helped me enter into the kind of college I wanted to. There was a teacher in my college who guided me why MBA was important, how I can do it, and guided me there. Okay. Then BNI was a teacher to me for a very long time. Like different people in BNI taught me in my early 2 3 years of business how it has to be done, what it has to be done. Then PP came in, gave me a guidance in a very different set of me. And now today also I am at a way where I'm searching a teacher for myself who can teach me technology bit of it. So I'm really looking for someone who can guide me on that side of it. So for me, Teachers Day is a constant journey, uh, continuous journey where I obviously seek support. I am not someone who will say कि मैं खुद कर लूँगा. नहीं, I continuously seek support. But and I value my teachers on the amount of the kind of guidance that they gave me when I needed one. Uh, so for me, Teachers Day is, I think for me, Teachers Day is a constant search for guidance based on where I am in my life, and then moving up to the next set of guidance that I seek in life. So that's how teachers work for me in life. And obviously, it doesn't mean कि आज के 5 साल बाद I'll go and say PP कौन मुझे नहीं पता. I obviously have a lot of value and respect of what he has done for me, because if that was not done, I would not move to the next one.
I agree. Absolutely bang on. Yes.
So yeah, so that's, if we want to put, we can put something around it.
ठीक है. Anything you want to do it on Ganesh Chaturthi?
So there is a divine thing that I have, I feel with, so last 2 3 years I have been on search of spirituality per se. Not that I have found any, but keep that search of trying and figuring out. Like I have been to lot of temples around जब मेरा मन होता है, ठीक है, not able to connect. But there is one connection that keeps on coming over and over, is this. Uh, so the first interaction for me, interaction with the first introduction of me and following of Ganeshji was in 10th. So in my 10th standard, I had one simple aim. Ki my parents were against me taking science and maths, and I wanted to take science and maths. Okay. So my idea was I want to have good marks in science and maths, come what may, so that I can prove that I'm eligible enough to opt for science. That is different. That even if I got score, I had to take commerce, but then that was the idea behind it, right? So there is one temple of Ganeshji, which is in Kota, Rajasthan, in my hometown, and every evening post dinner, I used to go to that temple for 10 minutes and come back. So that has been the journey so continuously. Now, when I say how I got it back, was that I think 3 years back, someone gifted me a Ganesh ji ka chota sa murti to keep along. 4 years back, gifted me, and for some reason I had put that along with me. I don't know why. I'm not a religious person. I am very close to being an atheist, but for some reason I have. Take it. Now, if you see the beauty of it, now every day, like, I don't know if you can see this in the corner. If you see the truck there, yeah, so there's a Ganesh Ji ka murti right there. on top of it. So there's a truck placed. Then there is a cube which is very close to me, which taught me on technology. The cube है जिसपे बहुत सारे scanners बने, जिसमें मेरे बहुत basics of tech है जो मैं use करता हूँ, and उसके ऊपर गणेश जी बैठे. So and now every day when I come I do. So I think there is something. Now it is subconsciously there. I don't think about it. But then obviously the first thing I come to office is I touch the feet, I bless myself, and then I start doing. But again, I'm not religious. But then this is only one aspect of it which keeps coming and recurring over a period of time. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sounds good. Yep.
So you don't have anything as of now. I've taken the inputs
ठीक है.
of the topics. Rahul sir, do you want to share something or you want to add something to it?
नहीं, आई एम फाइन विद दिस. बस मुझे यही एक बार इन्फॉर्म करना था शशांक को कि हमने आई थिंक वैल्यू लेटर्स बोल रहा हूँ, न्यूज लेटर्स का बोला था लिंक्डइन पे आपके कि हम अगस्त से स्टार्ट करेंगे. देयर हैज बीन डिले फ्रॉम आवर साइड. तो
ठीक
हम
है.
नेक्स्ट मंथ में 2 डालेंगे और उसके बाद अपने नॉर्मल साइकिल में आ जाएंगे.
ठीक है. Sounds good. And for this
ठीक है ना?
posts you can take picture. Let Jyoti know. I will try and give pictures.
हम्म.
For Ganesh Chaturthi we can take this picture only. जो ट्रक का यहाँ पड़ा है. We can take this
भेज दो
image.
अभी भेज दो.
I'll do that.
ज्योति एक बार अच्छी सी पिक निकाल के ना. आई अंडरस्टैंड शशांक से ये काम नहीं हो पाएगा, अच्छी सी पिक ढूंढना, ये सब करना मुझे पता है. इट्स डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी आल्सो. सो आई एम श्योर ज्योति वुड बी एबल टू पिक इट अप फ्रॉम देयर.
ठीक है. Done.
है ना? एंड नेहा एंड वंशिका विल कोऑर्डिनेट फॉर दिस.
ठीक है. Sounds good.
ठीक है शशांक, थैंक यू सो
Done.
मच.
All
मिलते
right.
हैं जल्दी.
Thank you. Take care.
या
Thank
Bye.
you.
टेक केयर.
Bye.
बाय
Bye.
बाय. सी यू.
Thank you, sir.